back to the Acoustic Shoppe channel. I am Jeremy, again with my brother John Chapman. This is my older brother right here.
It is.
We own a music store called the Acoustic Shoppe, and we review instruments, including this one right here. We're going to talk about this beautiful Gibson F-5 Fern Varnish.
Ooh.
So master model mandolin. Can't wait to tell you all about it. Welcome back. We're going to be talking about this beautiful, we had this one on order since 2020, and it is now 2022. It took that long to get this in, but wonderful piece of...
But we have it now. Yeah, we do.
We had it for 2 days and it sold, but we said before we mail it out, we're going to make a video. Before we get into the details of this, if you haven't already done so, please like and subscribe to this page and our channel. We do a lot of these demos, we do performances. If you want to hear more of this mandolin than just the demo we do at the end of it, we do have some tone samples at the end of the video, but also a full performance, if you can call it that, of the old spinning wheel on this mandolin. You can check that out. It's also in the details in the description. But definitely subscribe to the channel because we like to have people watching. Yeah, we do. And we also like to hear from you guys. If you guys have any comments or any reactions to these, or even suggestions of things that you guys would like us to talk about, please put that down in the comments down below as well, because it gives us something to talk about. You know what I like the most is when people correct us, because we are not infillible. We make mistakes.
No, they only correct you. I never make mistakes.
If there's any place to make a mistake and say something wrong, it's on the internet. Because there's a lot of experts on there that will help you.
Because nobody will ever call you on that. Never.
I can't wait for our next mean comments video. But anyway, the F-5 Fern. I am actually a Gibson endorsed artist.
Yes,
I have
you
been
are.
since 2003 was when I got a Sam Bush bottle Gibson. Big fans of them. David Harvey is now running the Gibson Mandolin division in their custom shop in Nashville, Tennessee. And we've been out there a few times. Hopefully we'll make a behind-the-scenes walkthrough of the workshop there. But building some incredible mandolins. I've got to say, what's been coming out of David's workshop has been some of the best Gibsons I've played in a long time.
I would have to second that.
Everyone we've had in has just been a monster mandolin. And this one is no exception.
So we got a really crazy big order of mandolins that we had on order for, like you said, about 2 years. And we had 5 mandolins all arrive at the same time. And mainly because they were actually personally delivered by David Harvey for an event we did.
Yeah, and we'll probably have that also in the description below. We did a full live stream video of the history of Gibson mandolins from a very early Orville-built instrument that we actually have in our shop.
On display.
On display, all the way through Lloyd Loar and then all the way up to the newest mandolins coming out. Very cool workshop seminar that Dave hosted, and we got to play along with Dave.
That's right.
So he brought a lot of these mandolins with him when he came out for that. And then he brought
this particular one. Very, very special mandolin. This is a Gibson F-5 Fern that is in the Varnish variant. Now, F-5 Fern is probably the closest thing to a Lloyd Loar era mandolin that Gibson builds. They're actually trying to rebuild and actually a particular mandolin that they, that they have from the Lloyd Loar 23, I believe, era. And this is the Fern variation. And then this one has, instead of the lacquer finish, it has a varnish finish on it, which is then French polished for the final shine on this. Again, absolutely incredible. Now,
can I describe the smell?
Can you? Does it smell like varnish?
Varnish has this really kind of sweet.
It's a sweet smell. It does. It is.
I'd like to describe that to you folks on YouTube. Some cherry and hickory and a little bit of sugar candy.
Really? Is that what that is?
It's hard to describe scents, just like it is tones, but I really always love to open a case that has a varnish finish that just has this really... It's probably not healthy for you.
I would assume it's not.
But it's
nobody should be sniffing on any kind of a finish of any sort, I would think.
They always recommend to put it on in a well-ventilated room, so I assume that's for a good reason.
There you go. So anyway, this says varnish, but here's what. Guess what? It actually has something even more special. This particular mandolin has a red spruce top. Now that makes it more like their master model.
Yes.
In fact, very, very close with one discerning difference. Joe, what is
It
that?
is a little bit confusing because this is the Fern F5L Fern mandolin with the Fern inlay on the headstock. It is considered a master model instrument. It says on the label that it is the Gibson master model. But then they have an actual model, which is the Fern Master model. Which the difference is they normally have a red spruce top or Adirondack spruce top, only reserved for that next level Fern Master model. The neck joint on that would also be with a what is it called? The glue joint.
Oh, it's a hide glue.
They're using hide glue on those.
Sorry.
So the difference with the Master model would be hide glue, and then they also would have the Waverly tuners, I believe, on the Master model. So this has the shallow tuners. It does have their standard glue, so not the hide glue, but because of the huge boom in acoustic instruments, we're seeing this quite often, where a lot of our manufacturers will run out of standard spruce. They have red spruce or Adirondack that, rather than stop production and wait for just Sitka spruce to arrive, they will go ahead and use those tops. Normally a pretty big upgrade in price on that, but rather than stop all production until they get another batch of Sitka, they just go ahead and use that on there. So kind of an uncharged bonus on this mandolin right here.
Now, one of the crazy things that's been happening also, again, due to the instrument boom is instruments are selling like super fast. So we had 5 mandolins that came in. When they came in on Saturday, we hadn't even got them price tagged. We hadn't got anything done. By the time Monday came around that weekend, we started doing photographs and started putting things online. By Monday, or was it Tuesday? Either way, Monday or Tuesday, we had already sold this mandolin as well as an F9, and I think I already have another one on its way out. So these instruments are selling extremely fast. So this actual mandolin that you're looking at right now sold before it really even got to be listed anywhere.
We still like to do descriptions and reviews of them because the model in general, we can give you the specs on the model. On a standard non-master model version of the Fern, it will be just a Sitka spruce top. So that would be one thing that this has different when we're talking about specs. The Fern really has this beautiful inlay. I've always loved that really intricate headstock.
It's actually got a fern on the inlay.
I always wanted to do an homage to one of my favorite comedians and do between two ferns, but actually have 2 Fern mandolins rather than between two ferns. And just
nobody would watch that. Nobody.
Zach Galifianakis would get it. He'd probably sue me for it. Between 2 ferns, get it 2 of these mandolins rather than.
Here's the first mistake with that premise. Nobody would listen to 2 mandolin players talk about anything. This is a mandolin and it has.
I would love to be the Zach Galifianakis of the group, but it's going to happen. Keep watching the channel. Search for Between Two Ferns.
I will not watch that. I'm sorry,
Mandolin edition.
I won't do it.
The pickguard comes standard with the Fern model as well. It's got the tortoise look to it. I guess that would be
just like the way the original mandolins would have been.
And bound on top, back, sides, headstock, neck. It does have the fretboard extension too, which I think is pretty exclusive to the Fern model, going all the way up to, what note would that be?
Really high.
That note. So way up there to that high note, which again is more traditional 20s mandolin. I imagine back then they had some of those players that were in the mandolin orchestras actually use that note. I never have found the use for it, but I do get a little bit of clicking when I play, so I need to work on my technique a little bit. Normally I have a scooped fretboard extension.
Some people like that actual sound. I've heard the click, and I actually enjoyed it on some players. But anyway, it is a very comfortable V-shaped neck as well. Very, very pronounced V, I would say. Pearl nut also
pearl nut
on
this is standard, and also the nut width is 1 inch and 1/16 on that, so a little bit thinner than, like I said, I got the same Bush model. It's a wider fret or nut by quite a bit. This one also would be a flat fretboard on this.
Correct.
So instead of a radius, we do have a flat fretboard. And the standard mandolin fret wire, which are a little smaller than what I'm used to, but again, being more of that traditional build.
If you're looking for a recreation without going all the way to their full master model, which is exactly a recreation of this, this is definitely a top-of-the-line build for Gibson, and it sounds like it too. Really, really impressed with the way it sounds. It looks gorgeous. Choice woods being used on this, especially
they're going to reserve those
the
woods.
Adirondack top, yeah. And the color is also really, really nice too. I like this burst a lot. So.
And with these gold hardware on the tailpiece and tuners on the Fern, and this does also have their shellers, but they do have those
pearl buttons.
So real organic pearl buttons, which are gorgeous on the mandolin. I've always loved those.
And they feel cool too.
Yeah.
They're cold.
So I guess we'll give you guys a little tone sample of it, but beautiful instrument. If you can get your hands on one, it took us 2.5 years to get it in the shop, and it was gone in 2 days. So
you can put your order in now and plan on
a
couple of years we'll get it for you. It may be sooner than that. Seriously though, if you are wanting to get Gibson mandolins, one thing I do recommend is you're going to have to probably pre-order these unless you happen to find one in stock.
It's a supply and demand thing. They're
because
in demand.
Unless that store is just ordering some of these, which not all stores are ordering this level of mandolins, you might want to get your order in. And of course, we can help you out with that too. We're doing quite a few of these advanced orders.
Turns out we have a
custom
music shop. So.
That's right. So
let's go ahead and let the folks hear what it sounds like.
Sounds like a plan.
And we really appreciate you guys watching that video. It was my favorite one we've made so far. We've done hundreds of videos, and that was the best one.
It was.
And the next one's going to be even better. If you'd like to see that, be sure you subscribe to this channel. And also, the more you comment and interact below, the more the YouTube algorithms pick it up and start pushing it out to other people, like-minded people.
Algorithms?
Algorithms, they're everywhere. They permeate the internet, and YouTube's got one, and it watches our videos, and it sees how much you comment, and then it pushes us to other people like you. And we want everyone to experience the Acoustic Shop world, where we talk about instruments, we do reviews, we got some fun videos coming up. We thank you guys so much for being a part of it, and we'll see you in the next video.